Hey everyone, it's me Suchita. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about a teaching strategy which not recently, I think 3 months back, I learned in a workshop and I did implement in my class and it worked really well. So I'm going to share that with you all today. So grab a cup of coffee or a tea and sit with me, and now we will discuss that activity. Before going to start the video, if you are new to the channel, do consider subscribing and press the bell icon and support the channel and give me a thumbs up so that I will get motivation to make new videos for you. So without any delay, let's start today's video. So in this video, I'm going to share a station technique, our teaching strategy where we will set up the stations in the class, and the class students will move around to complete the activity. So I had a bunch of 20 students. So I divided them into 4 groups of 5 each, and I set up 4 tables in my classroom. So in the 4 tables I was about to teach acid and base. So what did I do? In the first table I set up the experiment for acid and base. In that experiment I kept small beakers of acid and base by keeping coffee, by keeping soap, and then lemon juice, and other things like NaCl, NaH tablets, like that. So acid and base, many examples were there. So they need to use the pH strips to check the pH below 7, above 7, and that's how they were differentiating acid and base. So this was the setup for the experiment. They just need to take the note: A is acid or base, how much pH, acid and base, like that. Okay. In the second table I had an observation sheet where there were some questions and they were mix and match. Why, this one is like that. So there were, on the basis of that experiment observation, they need to answer some questions from the sheet. So they will take the sheet and they will fill it up there. In the third table I had in a reading activity, I've given an article for the research purpose. You can share the online laptop setup also, because it was a lab, so I kept the paper. So there was a research article regarding acid and base. They need to read it out, that article, and they need to answer some set of questions. And the last one was a hand-on activity where they need to match acid and base with the properties, plus they need to answer some high order thinking skill questions. So that's how I set up the 4 tables. Now what the students were doing, they were for example, group A is standing on this, group B, C, D, and when after a timer of 10 minutes, or maybe after a timer of 7 to 8 minutes, group D will come here and this will shift here, like that. So every group will get a chance to go on the table, and this worked really well for me. In this class where I did try this, I had so many behavioral issues, the students are hyperactive, and this was a game changer for me. Plus, obviously we can't do it every day, but we can do it once in a week, or maybe 15 days, once in 15 days, like that. My student really like this activity. They get a chance to move around in the class, and it was something new for them. So they really get excited. Even now, when I have to control the class, I do say, if you will not listen to me, I will not do the next setup of station for the next week. So that also working as a motivation factor for them. We have to study, and then those stations, we kept some amazing gifts also. The group which able to able to complete all the 4 setups will get first, and then the group able to complete 3 or maybe 2 setups will get this prize. So like that, maybe some groups which are the low level groups are not able to answer the last high order thinking questions. So like that, they get the motivation, okay, we have to complete the activity. Even though if every group will complete the activity, there was some reward certificate for the completion. So that kind of activity, you can use for days when the student are feeling demotivated, or for certain topics which we don't feel teach this theoretical topic. So you can set up some activities there, and where the student have to do independent learning. So you can use this station techniques for those topics also. So it really worked well for me. I must say, you go and try, and if you will able to do, please do share your pictures of your stations with me on this Instagram ID. and I will share them like in my stories. And please share in the comment box like it worked well for you, and how did your student respond. So give it a try. I know it's like the setup take time, but believe me, that work as a game changer for this term. My students really started liking my subject, plus they started showing interest. So, and it like work as a motivation. If you behave well, she will do the station activity next week. So I hope you really like this. So that was my idea to share with you, so that you can enhance your teaching, so that it's mutual. So please do share some of your activities here in the comment box, which really work well for your class, and I'll try to make a video on them also. So that's all for today's video. I hope you really like the video. If you like the video, hit the like button and give me the motivation to make more videos. That's all for today. Have a nice day. Bye bye.